on the football field or the basketball court. And somehow they are unable to take that team spirit, that willingness to act around one activity off of the court and overrun their enemies. And you sit there and watch it. You must ask, why is it that these men cannot take the kind of organization that they represent, the kind of identity, the kind of synchrony, and all of these other things that they represent on the court? They're giving permission to meet white men there. Now they're looking for permission to meet white men other places. A true African-centered education then will train these boys not only in team behavior on the basketball and the football courts, but train them to operate as a team in the world and to overrun white men. This is African-centered education, not multicultural education. And you see here, they must come together in terms of conduct. We got a lot of people out here who think good manners is not good. We got a lot of young men growing up out here who think to have good manners and to conduct oneself well is effeminate. You don't understand it. Good manners are not just playthings. Good manners are the means by which a group maintains its organization, maintains its stability, maintains a certain level of expectation and predictability within itself, maintains harmony. It's a system of working off tension and seeing the tension is directed in another way other than destroying the harmony of a people. So good manners is an essential part of a people's ethnicity and people's power. And that's why, again, when I talk about African-centered education, we must talk about training our people in good manners and in etiquette. I know you don't like the word, but that's what it's about, because that's a part of power, relating. When you look at the great religions you talk about here, you must recognize that the great religions not only talk about praying to Jesus and calling on his name, that's a part of it, but great religions also instruct people in how to relate one to the other. Honor thy mother and thy father. You see, when you look in at great religions, you will see they also have codes of what? Conduct. And that is a part of the people's power, you see. And great teachers teach Confucius on what? Conduct and behavior. A great deal of the Asian unity comes out of the teachings of Confucius. What they call filial piety and fidelity and so forth. Yes, we have got to bring it in. Okay. I think since I got a captive audience here, it's been working. I'm going to be but anyway. To get an idea of what we're talking about, African-centered education and what a preparation for taking power involves. And what must be done? We must have a sense of territoriality. You gotta be people. And if you're a people, you gotta have a sense of territoriality. And you don't feel good when other people are invading your territory. And I said today, it offends my territoriality when I walk out and see Koreans and every other people owning the black community. And yet you got some people who want to argue, about citizenship. But now watch this business. I'm telling you, you're only free to do the wrong thing. Now, where is the greatest sense of territoriality in the black community today? In what? Not there. You got it. Crack. They will shoot each other, protect what their turn, murder and kill to protect what they call what? Territory. In other words, they got the Negro mind so messed up, he will only murder and kill and fight to have the right to engage in the destruction of his people. We will only fight each other so that we can destroy each other. This sense of territoriality then must be elevated onto all of the other levels. And it has to be a territory about grocery stores and gas stations and cleaners and everything else, because that's our territory. Okay, we're going to bring it into a close. We got to look at our sources of power. We got plenty of power in the black community. We got a consumer market out here. Yes, we got a consumer market. We buy a lot, but we're not using that consumer power correctly. You can see from what I read today, everybody values black folks' money, which gives you what? Power. Power. And you got to use it. Now you use it, as you said, brother, to get what? Economic, some kind of equality to spend our money with white folks. Now you got to use it to get control of your own markets. You see, you got it. What's going on here? I got it. I want to talk a little bit about UNCF and the Blue Rolls. Blue Rolls charade and the Budweiser game and this buck dancing for pennies. Yes. Singing and hollering your lungs out for nickels. Oh, yes. Being multicultural to death. Oh, yes. You got to look at it for what it is. That thing actually involves the financing of poor black education. You're talking about 41 so-called black colleges. You raise $10 or $11 million. You're not raising $1 million for each one of those schools. And when you count administrative costs and other things, they'd be lucky if they get a couple $100,000 out of it. And yet you spend $250 million. And then you have the insult of Budweiser, some joker, coming up there giving you a $10,000 check or $50,000 check. When, according to your information, brother, black people, along, I guess, with Latinos, spend $600 million a year buying beer and liquor. And you're supposed to bow and scrape when somebody walks up and hands you $10,000. They should be beaten on camera. Insulted for 3 and 4 doggone hours. With people who've stolen your money and use your money and hand you nickels and buy you back for less than a penny. And you got Honey Charm as co-host. Oh, yes. The old recruits that are sucking the black community. Honey Charm, who is this? The Asian people in harmony. If you had your own stores and you own yourself, you wouldn't have to be there begging and having Honey Charm and say, you got white newsmen on there. People spend all of the year assassinating the character of black people, pretending they're interested in black people. This game is a farce. And selling black people on the idea that education will solve all their problems. That's the biggest lie you'll ever hear. I want some of you to come over to the Pan-African Research and Development Foundation, because we're going to do some solid research. Yes, sir. We're going to do some solid research. We want to find out how much money black people spend with these various companies. Number one, we're going to find out how many millions they give to white colleges. White folks' money.